You've probably heard the name Anonymous before. Their symbol, the Guy Fawkes mask, has become an icon for online rebellion and digital protest. They're kind of like the internet's Robin Hood, a group of hackers who target governments and corporations they see as corrupt. Their actions have made headlines around the world, from exposing secret documents to taking down entire websites. But here's the catch. Anonymous isn't a structured organization. There's no official roster, no meetings in secret layers, and no single leader calling the shots. There's no membership card, no headquarters, no CEO wearing a black turtleneck or anything like that. In fact, anyone can claim to be part of Anonymous if they share the same ideals and know their way around a computer. Anonymous is more like a loose collective of individuals, basically anyone who shares their ideals and hacking skills. This means their ranks are always shifting and their actions can be unpredictable. They operate in the shadows, their identities hidden behind digital masks. Most members remain completely anonymous, even to each other. So, think of them as digital vigilantes, using their tech skills to expose wrongdoing and fight for what they believe in. Their methods? Well, hacking, sometimes for justice, sometimes just to make a statement. It's basically breaking into computer systems, kind of like picking a digital lock. They use their knowledge to slip past security and access places most people can't even imagine. But instead of stealing jewelry, they're after information. They want secrets, evidence, and proof of wrongdoing. They expose secrets, leak documents, and disrupt websites to make their point. For Anonymous, information is power, and they use it to challenge those in authority, all while staying hidden in the digital shadows. In April 2025, Anonymous made headlines again, shaking the world with their latest cyber offensive. The group, known for their digital activism and high-profile hacks, claimed responsibility for a breach that would soon dominate global news cycles. This time they said they had pulled off a massive data heist, targeting none other than Russia itself. The operation was described as one of the boldest cyber attacks in recent memory, with Anonymous boasting about the scale and significance of their haul. We're talking about a staggering amount of data, allegedly 10 terabytes. To put that in perspective, that's like downloading every single song ever recorded several times over, or storing millions of documents, emails, and confidential files. The sheer volume alone was enough to make cybersecurity experts sit up and take notice. So, what exactly was hidden in this digital treasure trove? People around the world speculated wildly as rumors swirled about the contents of the leak. Anonymous claimed it contained explosive information about Russian businesses, including secret deals, financial transactions, and internal communications that had never seen the light of day. There were also files allegedly exposing assets linked directly to the Kremlin, revealing how money and power flowed behind closed doors in Moscow. And perhaps most shocking of all, the data reportedly included personal details of officials close to Putin, names, addresses, and private communications. But that's not all. Anonymous also claimed to have uncovered dirt on former US President Donald Trump, suggesting a web of connections that spanned continents and political parties, adding even more fuel to an already fiery political landscape. The internet went into a frenzy. Social media exploded with speculation, memes, and heated debates as people tried to piece together what might be revealed next. Were Putin's secrets about to be spilled for the world to see? Was this the smoking gun that everyone had been waiting for, the evidence that could change the course of history? The anticipation was palpable. Around the globe, people waited anxiously, eager to discover what these mysterious hackers had truly uncovered, and what it might mean for the future of global politics. After the initial shockwave, experts and analysts started digging into the data dump. Their job? To separate the wheat from the chaff, the real bombshells from the digital duds. And here's where things get a little less exciting. Early assessments suggested that the data might not be as groundbreaking as initially advertised. Some files seemed to contain information already available to the public, just hidden away in obscure corners of the internet. It's kind of like finding a $20 bill in your old jacket pocket. A nice surprise, but not exactly life-changing. Furthermore, experts cautioned that even if some data was new, verifying its authenticity would be a monumental task. Was it genuine information carefully smuggled out of Russia, or was it cleverly disguised misinformation planted to sow chaos and confusion? The jury was still out. But there's another layer to this story, a darker side that we need to talk about. Whenever you're dealing with data from unknown sources, especially from groups like Anonymous, there's a risk. A risk of what? Malware. Think of malware as the common cold of the digital world. It's nasty software designed to harm your computer. It can steal your passwords, spy on your activity, or even turn your computer into a zombie controlled by hackers. Not exactly the kind of souvenir you want from a data leak. Reddit, the internet's front page, lit up with warnings from users. Don't download the files, they urged. It could be a trap. Even cybersecurity experts chimed in, advising extreme caution. Downloading these files, they warned, was like playing Russian roulette with your computer, potentially disastrous. So, why should you care about all this? It might seem distant or abstract, but the reality is these events ripple outwards, touching lives in ways we might not expect. Even if you're not directly involved, the consequences can reach your community, your workplace, or even your personal data. Why does a bunch of anonymous hackers causing a stir in the digital world matter to you? Because in today's world, digital threats can quickly become real-world problems. A single breach can disrupt businesses, compromise privacy, or even threaten national security. Here's the thing. We live in a hyper-connected world. Our economies, our governments, and our daily lives are all intertwined through digital networks that span the globe. What happens in the digital realm can have real-world consequences. A cyber attack in one country can cause power outages, financial losses, or even panic in another. This data leak, whether it contains groundbreaking revelations or not, has the potential to further escalate tensions between Russia and the West. It's not just about information, it's about trust, power, and influence on the global stage. It could lead to sanctions, diplomatic standoffs, or even cyber attacks in retaliation. Governments may respond with new policies, and companies might tighten their security, all because of a single leak. Remember, the internet is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It connects us, but it also exposes us to new risks and challenges that we're still learning to navigate. The uncertainty surrounding the leak also adds to the anxiety. People worry about what might be revealed and how it could affect their safety, their privacy, or even their country's stability. We're left wondering, what's next? Will Anonymous strike again? Will other groups join in, or will governments retaliate in unexpected ways? Will the leaked information be verified, or will it spark a wave of misinformation and confusion, making it even harder to know what's true? Will it have any real impact on the geopolitical chessboard? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, the world is watching, and the stakes have never been higher. Now let's take a step back and break down some of the technical terms we've been throwing around. First up, hacking. It's essentially using computer skills to gain unauthorized access to a system or network. Think of it like a digital lockpick. A data leak is pretty self-explanatory. It's when sensitive information like personal details, financial records, or confidential documents is accidentally or intentionally released to the public. Imagine spilling a box of your most private documents on the street. Not ideal. And finally, malware. We've talked about it before, but it's worth repeating. Malware is malicious software designed to harm your computer or steal your information. Think of it as a digital virus that can infect your devices and wreak havoc. So, where do we go from here? The story is still unfolding, and there's a lot to keep an eye on. The saga of Anonymous and the Russian data leak is far from over, with new developments emerging almost every day. Experts continue to sift through the data, hoping to uncover any genuine revelations or hidden secrets. Governments are on high alert, bracing for potential fallout and preparing for any surprises. But here's the thing you need to remember. Be cautious and think before you act. Don't download files from unknown sources, especially if they're linked to a data leak or seem suspicious. You might end up with more than just interesting information. You could be inviting malware into your digital life. Stay informed, be critical of what you see online, and remember that in the world of hacking and data leaks, things are not always as they seem. The truth, as they say, is often stranger than fiction. So keep watching for what comes next.